Welcome again, everyone, to the Franciscan Hermitage here in Indianapolis, Indiana, as we celebrate the Feast of Christ the King. You know, the Feast of Christ the King got started only in 1925, when the patriarchy in the church was very, very clear. But in fact, the image that we use of Christ the King is really not the correct one, because when we think of king, we think of a throne and we think of all kinds of luxury and fancy clothes and all that. That's not what Jesus is all about. And that's why in the gospel, we see the real king, who is the servant. Here's Jesus on the cross. And he's suffering, along with the other people who are being executed. And he has compassion on those people. That's the image of king. And you know, in our modern day reality, I think that Vladimir Zelensky is a good image. You know, he is a person who doesn't sit on a throne and give direction. He's out there with the people who are actually doing the fighting. He's a servant. Now, you know, the image that's in the first reading about God making David the shepherd of his people. You know, I was going to Australia for many years, and I stayed at a retreat center called Peace Be Still, just outside of Perth, West Australia. And Wendy Gillard, who operates this beautiful place, had like 80 head of sheep at that time. And you talk about somebody who has to take care of the sheep. You know, sometimes flies would get into the wool of the lamb, and they would make a nest. And when they bored into the wool, the nest actually went into the skin and could kill the lamb. Well, I saw Wendy many times wrestling with one of these huge sheep who had this fly making its home. And she really had to wrestle. These animals are huge. And she would wrestle with them until she could get them down and quiet and pull out her shears and cut all the way around that wound and clean it out. And all the while as the lamb is fighting, but she doesn't give up. She takes care of the sheep. And you know, my dear friends, we really have to keep that kind of image in our thought process when we're thinking about Jesus. I think, for example, that the people who are radiating king or queen are those who are right now preparing meals for thousands of homeless people all over this country, and for the poor who can't afford to have a meal on the table on Thanksgiving. Those are the ones who are the models. They're following Jesus as being a servant. And that's our job. Now, you know, as we approach Thanksgiving, I think it's really important for all of us to know that we are really chosen to understand the true meaning of what is the spirit world, that the divine is present in us and is the essence of who we are. We are divine, cosmic, unconditional love. And our job is to be a servant, to give that love to everybody whose lives we touch. So as we're approaching Thanksgiving, think about how you can be a servant for the people who are in your life. Think every day of how you can be a better servant. That's the model we have to follow. That's Christ the King. Remember, my dear friends, you are all powerful, spiritual beings, and your love makes a difference. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you all.